What is up, YouTube? Alright, it's been a minute. Last target I did was NGC7000 when I had my AVX mount was still working. That took about 3 weeks to complete, and that video is also on YouTube. But after I did that last target, I noticed my AVX mount was having some terrible guiding and tracking issues. I'm going to pop a picture in there right up in here, and you can see how the graphs look. It's almost like an oscillation, like every 3 or 4 minutes. I could not correct it. I even stripped down it was on a declination, so I even took the mount apart, cleaned everything, and re-greased and put it all back together by looking at a YouTube video and just reading some other advice and steps that I saw that people posted for AVX mounts. Put it all back together, and it helped it a little bit, but still the guiding was still doing something crazy. I called Celestron and explained the situation. They wanted me to provide a bunch of log files for multiple nights, drift aligning, all kind of. I know my pole alignment is pretty much dead on because I'm using a Polemaster. I've been using it for 3 years, and they wanted logs for all that kind of stuff. And then they said if they could determine it's a mechanical issue, I need to ship them out to them, and it might take 3 months for them to even find out what's going on, get to it because they're so backed up, and then still they're not sure how much it's going to cost. So if I dump all this money into it, it might be better off just buying another mount. And I got that mount a little bit over 3 years ago, and according to AstroBin, if I look at my what's it called, the total time of integration, it's almost 800 or 900 hours. So that's only the pictures that I've posted on AstroBin, and that's not including all the stuff I've done. Just not the pictures that I've even never posted. So it's probably over 1,000 hours on that thing. So it's a lot of wear and tear on the transmission gear. So maybe that's why it's time for overhaul or hypertune, but I'm not sure if I want to dump all that kind of money into it because, the mount is an entry-level mount for astrophotography, and I've used it for heavy loads, light loads, all kind of use. So I'm going to hold on to it. It still works okay for planetary and visual observation, but for long exposure, more than 2 minutes, you might have some problems. So what I ended up doing was I got a new mount. I got the Skywatcher EQ6-R Pro, which pretty much everyone's using. A lot of people are using it, and it's a much heavier duty mount. It can hold a way more payload. And I spent the past 2 days configuring that mount and trying to set it all up. And as you can see right here, my guiding is doing pretty good. Of course, a dither just ran right here. But tonight I was just trying a target I've done in the past, which is this is the Fireworks Galaxy. And it's actually pretty windy out, so it's not the best time to be doing it. But this beefy mount, it's like the wind is not even bothering it because this mount is way heavy. I mean, that thing it's real heavy. And one thing I like about it, the gears are driven by belts on the inside compared to just gears like actual belts like how you have in a car and everything. So that's one thing, you can change the belts and all if you have problems. But a lot of people I don't think have problems with this mount. But my guiding is actually pretty good. Let me clear this just so I can clear that dither out of the way. And my numbers are really good. These are the same numbers I've had from my AVX mount. I didn't change any of this stuff. Only thing I did was a calibration. You hold down shift and hit calibrate right here, and when you first start it, it's been doing pretty good. I think a dither is about to run again. I think. Yeah, dither just ran again, so I try to clear it up so I can show what it looks like what a dither just ran. It's not too big of a dither, but see, my numbers are still 0.7. 0.71. I rarely had these numbers that low with the AVX. I had to have a real good clear night, and usually if I'm guiding east, then it's real good. But look at these numbers. That is very low. 0.65 RA, declination 0.37. I mean, it's like maybe because it's a brand new mount, but I'm happy with it. But anyway, I'm just doing the Fireworks Galaxy. It's like 6 hours and 20 minutes remaining, and I had a few issues. I used Chuck's astrophotography setup steps that he did with his, and you can almost see the galaxy right here. It's so faint because I'm just doing 1 minute exposures on luminance. But I had to load what is it? EQ mod for ASCOM control, and that was a little tricky trying to figure that stuff out to get everything going and set the COM ports and the baud rates and things like that. And then you got to click on side rail guiding right here for tracking, and then everything starts. I have to get down the steps on how to do everything as far as the order, because I'm so used to doing the AVX and how to do everything. And this is a little bit tricky after you polar align, and then how you align with the stars and how you set everything up on here and what order to turn things on so you won't get error messages and everything. But looks like EQ mod is working on here, and the park position, I had to get used to that, and it's a little bit different from Celestron mounts and everything. But so far it seems to be doing pretty good. Once I learned everything, I had a little issue tonight. This target, when I was running it, it had to do a meridian flip, which was at about 8:35 or so p.m. because just for the location. And so when it did a meridian flip, it failed 3 times on plate solving. What if it's on here? No, it's not on here. This might not be on here. Yeah, for some reason it kept failing, but it kept finding plate match was found in like 1 region or 2 regions, but then it would fail for some reason. Like, why was it failing? I don't know. And so what I did was I had to just start the whole process over. Then it found it, and everything started working. So I don't know what the issue with that is. And last night I ran it for about an hour and a half, just messing with the Crescent Nebula. And first I started with Andromeda Galaxy just to shoot something to see if it would track, and it was working. So I said, let me flip to the Crescent Nebula. So I went on up here and just ended my sequence on Andromeda Galaxy and just went to the Crescent Nebula and hit start. And it slewed, and it never found it. For some reason it kept saying plate match not found. I mean, I don't know what the deal was with that either, but maybe I need to change some settings in the equipment profile, or I don't know. I need to do a little more research or reading. But after I recentered, it ran for about 2 hours on the Crescent, and I stopped it because the clouds were coming in. But tonight I'm going to just try to let it run until about, I think, 3 o'clock in the morning. Should be finished this Galaxy. I'm just doing 60 frames, 60 frames, and 60 frames of red, green, and blue, 2 minutes each. And Luminous I'm doing 50 at 1 minute each, just to try it out and see how everything runs. But I got to learn a little bit because this is a newer mount. One thing I could say, this guiding seems to be doing pretty good. 0.80. I think another dither is running right now. I think I have dither to run every 3 frames. Yeah, it's a dither. But it seems to be doing good. It's just a heavy mount. This mount is very heavy compared to the AVX. But that's all I got. Hopefully everything works out.